Hi everyone, it's Rita. I want to talk to you about an organization, a building, a facility, a movement, a way of being, an intention. So I've just opened the records for a community. Well, I've opened the records for a community known as Ekam in southern India. And at the end of March, I was invited to a share about them. And I really didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. But I was really happy to go there and be around some people. And it was so loving. And it was great shares about the intention of this community. And I was looking on their website recently. I hadn't really looked through it. And I saw that the founders, have of the center and stuff sort of stepped aside, and their son and their son's wife are now running this organization known as Ekam, E-K-A-M. And at the event that I went to, it was a small group gathering, I was given this card. This is a representation of this gold orb sits in the middle of this building that is huge, and it's on ley lines or energy lines. It's like one of the top 7 places, I think, from what I read, in the world that have that sort of energy line power. And as we all know, and you'll see this in my film, gold is, that's why I usually try to wear a lot of gold. Gold is a beautiful transmitter of raising our energy and stuff. It's just very powerful. And that's why you'll read in history why a lot of beings from outside of here came, like the gods offered us gold and stuff. If you really take a step back and interpret these texts and things, you'll get a greater understanding and view of how we've been connected to beings outside of this planet for a long time. And if you're like me, you've also been off planet in different lifetimes. I mean, we're just amazing energies, and we only see a little bit of what we are. So it's left to the imagination and the sensing of, and interacting and asking, the energies around us to engage with us and help us to thrive and, live in joy. So don't be surprised with some of the shares around anything that you're drawn to. If there's a potential that there's an quote a galactic energy. And I was reminded today by a friend that it's a kind of a disservice to reference things that way, because we're connected. It's the oneness. We're connected to everything. So in that regard, it creates separation. So I'm going to own that and try to talk less about galactic things and things like that, because it's all us. We're all connected. And that's the premise behind Ekam, is around this creating oneness and trying to help people get to more of a state of enlightenment. And that is basically a state of less inflicted self-suffering. So, but anyway, I was given this card after the gathering that we had. And I put it in I was wearing jeans, and I just put it in my pocket. And I was racing back to the house because I needed to get home to feed Oliver. And I got in the car, and as I got in the car, I felt this shock in my pocket. You know how sometimes your phone will shock you? And so that's what it did. And I was like, what is that? So I reached back to pull it out, thinking it was my phone, and it was his card. And I kind of looked up at the sky, and I said, okay, universe, I am paying attention. So there's a wonderful woman in Sedona who's been leading us, and she leads, it's anywhere in the world that you want to connect on Zoom. So if that's something you're interested in, 7 a.m. Arizona time, which right now is considered Pacific time because Arizona doesn't change its time. She does about 25 minutes of a couple guided meditations, and they're really beautiful. So feel free to send me an email in the About section, and I will I'll connect you if you want to join that group. But I've been doing those meditations for a number of months now, I guess. March, April, May, June. So 2.5 months, I guess. It's been really awesome. I mean, the meditations are really beautiful in there. I do Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations as well, but these are shorter, and they work off a lot of neuroscience. So they're really amazing. And there's an event in LA this weekend. It's the first time that Rita Ji and Krishna Ji, who are now leading this organization, will be there for a half day on Saturday at the Wilshire Ebill Theater. There's still tickets available, and they don't want to turn anyone away. So if you need a ticket, also send me an email as well. We might be able to make sure you have this experience if it's something you want to have. And then Rita Ji leads, every second Sunday of the month, leads a manifest. It's a 3.5 hour, it's sort of, I won't say lecture, but shares. Like last month was around worry and the sources of worry. And then she did some guided exercises to clear past life things, anything that might be bringing up worry for you. And it was really beautiful. And then she does a diksha. She does an energy share at the end. So I am following the spark of it's called, I don't know, I might mispronounce it. It's like Harnya Garba. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce that rather than say gold orb. When I say gold orb, I'm sort of gently corrected about the name. And Rita Ji was instrumental, I think, in making some of the changes there, because the center used to be called the Oneness Center, and now it's called Ekam. And they have a beautiful daughter who has created a foundation that's doing beautiful things with children and communities, and kind of wanting, again, the oneness, the connection that we all have with each other. And I think that's one of the things that happened during COVID is we got kind of separated from each other. And I think it's a beautiful practice to find things that are trying to bring people back together in community. For our health and thriving and creator aspects of why we're here on this planet, and to remember how connected we are to each other and the oneness that's all part of that. So anyway, I just wanted to, and I'll update you as I find out new things. Rita Ji is going to be doing a 3 or 4 day event in LA in September that I'm going to attend, and you'll find a lot of these, you'll find it on their website. And yeah, and they were just gifted a center in Sweden that looks really beautiful. So the intent, like a lot of spiritual leaders, is to try to lessen the suffering for people and get people to more of a state of enlightenment. And there's this percentage that even Deepak talks about, people talk about, if you can get the population, whatever this percentage is, and it's not a very big percent, to a state of more enlightenment, then there'll be a tipping point for the world. And so blessings and love to you. Thank you for watching my little share on Ekam. And again, check them out, because they're doing some amazing things, and it's just exciting. It's exciting to be drawn to a community that's reflective and recognizes that we create our own suffering. And so if we're more reflective about how we are in the world and how we treat each other, there's the potential to not only lessen our own suffering, but to pull other people up in the process. And I just feel like I'm here to be an uplifter. I love all these different groups and things that I'm being drawn to. And there's a product called For Life that I've now become a distributor of that is really, detoxing me and making some changes with my energy and stuff. And I'll talk a little bit more about that at some point, because it's helping people with cancers and things like that. And I have a code for a discount of that. And I don't normally talk about stuff like that. I mean, I love my Beamer and stuff, but this is really, to me, it's really special. As far as immune boosting. And I think a lot of us need that right now. And it's obviously something that I needed. And it feels really amazing. So blessings and love to you. Take care. And let me know if you have any questions or would like to join our daily, you can drop in when you want with these meditations. So blessings and love to you. Bye.